Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 40 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We're going to start with Mental, Tau, CC, AAVE, ASTER, BGB, NEAR, OKB. We'll end it with ICP. Let's get straight into Mental. Here we are for Mental. Mental has hit the target over here, target number 1. And then after that, we've come back down. We've already taken out these lows. So Mental is... Yeah, we're going to invalidate the 390 target because we've already taken out these lows. So sadly, such is life. Such is life. So that's why you have to have tiered profit taking, because you just never know when things are going to reverse. And so for Mental's case, it has reversed past the support line and also past the lows over here. We're going to assume this is an A, B, C, D, and this whole thing is the E. The moment you take out the bottom of the E, that's it. So now we are down for Mental. Anything for us to work with? Not yet. I fear that Mental could be getting a very, very big kind of a head and shoulders here. It could draw all the way down to past 20 cents potentially, right? Of course, we need to get the right shoulder first. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs here, but we've already crossed the skinny pink line. I fear that we're going to stay under the skinny pink line as a new bearish trend forms for Mental. Potentially, right? If Mental rallies back up, great, fantastic, right? And we see a consolidation or accumulation, something like this, right? Fantastic. We will acquire new targets towards the upside. Very likely towards $5. If this were to happen, right? If this whole thing starts consolidating. But for now, it's very bearish. Tau against USD. Okay, Tau against USD is a little bit of an outlier, right? Because we're still in the consolidation. We're still getting lower highs, higher lows. Yes, lower high, lower high, lower high. Then suddenly there was a spike up, right? We cleared all of these highs, and now we're coming back down to clear this low. Very likely, right? Tau is still squeezing. My only concern is that this whole thing could also turn into a mountain range and turn bearish, but we don't have enough information yet. I think we're going to sweep the lows over here first before reversing back up for Bit Tensor. Canton is fairly new, so we don't have much information, but I think it's highly overvalued at 3 billion right at this point of time. So if I were to be trading Canton, I will be shorting it, but I don't see the bearish chart pattern. Could this turn into a squeeze? And yeah, of course it could. For sure it could. So for the moment, yeah, there's just nothing much for us to do. So we're just gonna have to be patient. AAVE against USD. So AAVE is also just like Tau in a squeeze, right? Lower highs, potentially higher lows. We have a target over here, 144, and we're still anticipating it to be hit. We're under the skinny pink line, so the bearish trend is actually on for AAVE, right? We're expecting these lows to be taken out. I mean, this noisy area to be hit. There's also the possibility that AAVE could be coming back down all the way to clear all of these lows to complete a very nice ABCDE before a big break. Something like that could happen as well. So yeah, we're quite oversold though. But I still think there's more downside. At least 144, clearing this noisy area over here. 140, around this area. So more downside to be expected for AAVE. ASTER against USD, if you look very carefully, right? ASTER is actually forming a rising channel. You see this? It's a rising channel. Rising channels usually break lower. If the preceding trend is bearish, the subsequent trend is bearish as well. So my take is more downside for ASTER, but we don't see the completion of the chart pattern yet. We might get a head and shoulders over here. So once we see the right shoulder, yeah, we'll consider entering, because this thing could extend higher, right? The rising channel could extend higher. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the signal to come in for ASTER. BitGet against USD. Here we are for BitGet. BitGet is clearly under the skinny pink line. There was a mountain range over here. We've broken down of the mountain range. We have a 280 target, and we are still anticipating the 280 target to be hit. NEAR against USD is still in a bearish trend because we're under the skinny pink line. The anticipation is for NEAR to clear these lows over here. Sub 130. Very likely we're going to hit towards this noisy area here though. Probably around 120, I would say. Sub 120. Much lower. So even here, you can see that this is a potential left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. Head and shoulders. And then we could be hitting much lower. So stay safe. NEAR is still very bearish. OKB against USD is still in a bearish trend, but we're still above the skinny pink line. So technically, OKB is still in a bullish trend. Medium trend is bearish. but the long trend, right, is still bullish. And every time OKB rises, there's always a squeeze. And wave A is usually violent. You see this? It's quite violent, right? I will still be anticipating this to happen as we continue higher. So this is just how OKB behaves. So I will expect the same thing over here, right? But again, it'll be unwise to rush into anything at this point of time. We have to wait for the rally. We have to wait for the retrace, and then maybe we consider making an entry for OKB. Internet Computer ICP is what's happening for ICP? Yeah, again, nothing much for us to work with. We've tried breaking above the skinny pink line, failed. Tried breaking above, we failed again. But you can see that this is a falling channel, right? I suspect we may pump the brakes here though, and it could be a strong rally back up. But again, we can't say for sure. No clear chart patterns for us to work with, so we're just gonna have to be patient. Hope you guys have a great day ahead of you. See you in the next one.